you had that big second quarter, and you mentioned it at halftime, Rui's stretch and then kind of D'Lo, and you went to D'Lo early in the third when things started. It seemed like they went the other way. What was important with him in the offense and kind of stabilizing things tonight?
Yeah, I thought there's a few things there, just half-court shot creation, having another ball handler out there. Really wanted to play in the middle of the floor tonight. They have some young guys that really try to pressure you, and didn't feel like playing on the side was good. Didn't feel like playing in the post really was good either, because they flood with that low guy, and they're disruptive. Kamara's like Dyson Daniels or some of these other guys we played recently that just kind of get you out of your flow offensively if you are stagnant. So we wanted to just play in the middle of the floor. But I thought Rui in that second quarter was great, and D'Lo just having a big time game. AD was fantastic. And then defensively for us, I thought a number of guys played really well, and Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Cam. It was overall a really, really good game for our group.
Along those lines, what's sort of the big picture utility on a night like tonight in terms of, obviously D'Lo hit shots, but before that, it felt like he was doing a lot of little things in terms of organization and stuff like that mattered. You mentioned Cam. He had 4 assists, I think, during the second quarter. What sort of is the challenge to take this stuff that occurred like on a night when LeBron and Austin aren't out there in possessions and figure out ways to fit this in?
Yeah, I think you have to adapt throughout the season with what works for the group and what works for different players. I will say, night to night, LeBron and AD are going to have the ball, and the offense is going to run through them. How we do that has been different at different times throughout the year.
JJ said this was just an overall really good game for you guys. What pleased you most, whether it was offensively or defensively, with this one tonight?
We just stayed committed to what we were doing. Even though, they got to a fast start in the third quarter, we kind of just stayed together and was able to combat their run with our own. D'Lo got hot. Rui played phenomenal. We just was able to kind of get back to Laker basketball, and we were able to get the win.
You've played so many games with LeBron, but for this roster in the regular season to have to do it without him for the first time, and Rui mentioned you got the news kind of right before the game, to adjust on the fly and be successful with it. What was kind of the challenge you guys were able to face?
Next man up. That's why we have a team. Other guys had to step up. Rui stepped up. D'Lo stepped up. Guys know how to step up when we have a guy like Bron out. And guys took on a challenge tonight, and even though it was last minute scratch, just what guys prepared for, and guys got a chance. Some guys got a chance to come in and play in a little bit more minutes than they probably normally wouldn't, and they did what they were supposed to do, did their job. So it was a team effort tonight.
Can you look ahead now to Friday and be like, this could be a real reset for our season, to have these 4 days, some off, some prep time, and really try to get back to the team that you guys looked like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of games in a lot of days, but now we get guys to get 4 days to kind of recover. We got guys out, guys kind of banged up, so you get time to recover, time to practice, and kind of, like you said, reset and get ready for Minnesota, which we owe back in Minnesota. So, but we're going to use these days to get better, obviously, and but also be smart with letting our bodies kind of heal and line it up for Friday.
You guys are 24 games into the season now. Do you think this group knows the best way for it to play offense, or is it still trying to figure out what old habits are going to work moving forward, what new stuff we should integrate? Like, I guess where you're at in that process, you think, as a group?
We know what we're supposed to do offensively. We know where we're supposed to get to as far as our spots, our running patterns, offensive schemes, our plays. We know all of that. So it's just about a matter of executing it.
You played about as much basketball as anyone in the world the last couple of years, including this summer. Could just the 4 days between games, how can that specifically benefit you?
So getting some rest, banged up with a little bit of injuries and things that's bothering me. So just kind of letting that 4 days, let my body heal before we get ready to line up on Friday. But I've never, I think in my career, had a stretch where we didn't play for, 4 days. So it's kind of new, but I know it'll be beneficial for us to kind of get back in the gym, get some time away from each other. But then, getting ready to work, so we can go up in Minnesota and get a win.
Defensively, you guys have been switching more, especially the last couple of weeks. Tonight, outside of, I think, some possessions against Simons, you were in a drop more often. Just how did it feel out there, making that adjustment?
I wasn't never in a drop tonight.
Excuse me?
I wasn't never in a drop tonight.
All right.
So you want to rephrase your question, or?
What's up?
You want to rephrase your question? I wasn't in a drop.
What coverage were you in tonight?
Coverage are you in there?
Anthony Simons, if I'm in a drop, Anthony Simons is going to come off and dot my eye off. So I can't be in a drop. DeAndre Ayton was in a drop before he started blitzing the pick and roll.
You had
No, all you got.
you had 5 block shots tonight in the first half, season high. You kind of define the defensive dominance of the team. What kind of message do you think that sends down to everybody?
On our team?
Yeah.
They rely on me, a lot defensively, being up into the ball. And it's my job to protect the paint. So that's what I tried to do tonight. Obviously, it's contagious, and, you come and get Cam, D'Lo, all these guys, start guarding, getting steals. I think it just helps our team, especially when we aren't able to score. We go through a stretch, where we can't score the basketball. We get rely on our defense. So, I just want to bring that intensity and that pressure and have the guys follow.
Do you spend time and energy trying to figure out why maybe the first 10, 12 games of the season you guys were clicking and offense was where it was at versus why there was a drop-off? Do you even concern yourself with the why, or do you?
Sometimes. We talk about it as a group, but we don't have time to, dwell on it. We got to play another game. So, when we have time off, we talk about it and try to look at, how we played those games, ball movement, body movement, screening, like all those things, what we were really good at early on in the season. And, we just slippage there. Obviously, guys in and out of lineup, and a lot of it comes from a drop in our defense, just being so terrible at defense, and now kind of affects your offense because everybody try to do the right thing and make a play for themselves or others, but we just wasn't organized in that stretch, so that's why we dropped off. But the last 2 games tonight and against Atlanta, we were organized. We were running our sets. We were screening well. Guys was getting shots that we had got in the first couple games in the season. So it's not rocket science. We just gotta continue to play how we've been playing the last couple games, and we'll be all right.
For all the latest news and debates on the Los Angeles Lakers, be sure to subscribe here to the Lakers Land platform. Also, don't forget to check out our playback room for our free VIP watch parties to all our Lakers games, and of course the live Lakerland podcast. That's playback.tv/LakersLand.